So I bought this metal cutting saw blade, 10-inch. It was like almost 50 bucks. Was hoping to put it on a saw that I had, an old saw. But the problem is this has a 1-inch arbor and there's only a 5/8 on the saw that on the saw that I want to put it on. So what did I do? I watched all kinds of videos where I was thinking about trying to turn my angle grinder into a chop saw or put it on a slide and all this other stuff, and I kept thinking about it, and the goal is to cut some metal, and I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of time. So what I did was I took the 7-inch 1/16 inch thick cutoff wheels that I bought for that saw, and I put them on the saw that I was going to use this blade on. I'll show you that. Here's all the metal I cut. Did this all with one blade that cost only a couple of bucks. I mean, you can call me a hack, I guess, because this is kind of what it is over here. What did I do? I just want to cut some of this stuff because it's kind of bad weather and I can't bring these big pieces in the garage to work with. So what's the first thing I did? I took a couple of 2x4s and I just clamped them on here. Okay. Look at this. I've got a saw. I got a ladder over there with shims and everything, trying to get it kind of level. Just use some vice grips for my stops. And so here's the saw. It's this old Makita. This thing's heavy, man. And this is a saw I got for nothing like 20 years ago from my brother, because it was old technology. But you know, the sweet thing is you can go 45s and everything. And so I put this thin cutoff wheel on here. The only thing I had to do was had to use one of the nuts that came with that angle grinder, because it was a perfect size shim to fit on here. So I used that and I put that on there, and basically the other thing, what did I have to do? I had to shim it up just a little bit to get so I could cut all the way through. But here I cut everything with this. Okay, the only thing I did here, the only thing I had to do at the end as it was wearing out was I just ran and cut on top of a length of tubing. So I just raised it up a little bit and I was able to just keep cutting through. But this was one blade, cut all this stock. Here, look at the pieces that are left for scabs. They're all the same height. I mean, the piece is cut really nice. You know, obviously, like I say, this is kind of a hack job to do this. And when I was sliding over my pieces to my stop, you know, obviously, if you don't slam them, and you know, it's good enough for what I want to do. Here, I'll show you these pieces again. So once again, here's all these different size pieces. And I'll jog up a couple of them just so you can kind of get an idea how accurate the cuts were. Well, here's 6 pieces. You know, it's kind of hard because I'm holding them with one hand, trying to hold the phone, but they're all the same length. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what size they were. 34.5 is what I was going for. Look at that, 34.5. I laid this whole thing out on a spreadsheet, trying to figure out what I wanted to do, because I want to make sure I build all these cut them all the right size, and I wanted to take into consideration the thickness of the pieces and everything, because I'm building something here and I want to cut all these pieces. I want to be able to just fabricate it, and I want them all to be the right size. So I laid it out on a spreadsheet and I made sure that I did all the right size and my measurements are good.